Welcome back to World of Warships with your host X-Brad TC. Today we're following Kitwar in the Japanese Tier 9 destroyer, the Kagero. This has what is undoubtedly the best ambush I have ever seen a high-tier destroyer pull off. So, to start off, as we've said before, if your destroyer ABC, always be capping. Kit's going to head to the B capture point. It's closest to him. There's another destroyer on the team is also heading to the capture point B. We're going to go ahead and cede the A capture point to, the C capture point to the enemy. They're going to go for A and B. There's a little bit of discussion in the chat on the team. Go to A, go to B, go to C. The way World Warship sets this up, you tend to have an advantage on at least one capture point for your team in the domination mode. You have a neutral capture point, and then you have one that the other team is the advantage on. And it doesn't take long to figure that out. Sometimes it's pretty neutral across the board, but usually you have an advantage on one, neutral on another, and disadvantage on the third. And so you have to play the game the way the game is set up. Grab what you can, take the easy one, fight for the neutral one, cede the disadvantage one. And Kit sees that his teammate's already in there in the B capture point, so he slides in. He's only at half speed. His main objective here is get in the capture point and not be detected. Make sure we get to capture point. Don't do anything stupid. Try to avoid being detected. This is a fight with the carriers, so make sure you don't get detected by aircraft. Having done that, let's take a look around for targets of opportunity. It's early in the game. Nobody's even been sunk yet. Maybe somebody will do something stupid. But right now we're spotting targets for the rest of our teammates. And really, that's something that's very important. Just by getting up there, being forward, spotting the targets, exploiting your reduced detection range, letting the rest of your teammates know where everyone is so they can shoot at them and just get a general feel for the battle. So B is captured. A, surprisingly, A is normally the advantage side on this battle. A has not been captured yet. And our team's already lost the battleship. Alright, well, we're going to line up on this battleship, and we're at the very edge of torpedo range, and we're going to go ahead and launch. Kit puts out one set. Kit puts out the second salvo of torpedoes. Takes a look. There is an Atlanta closing to uncomfortably close range. Now that it has the radar, the Atlanta is very, very good at hunting down destroyers. Yes, it's a Tier 7 cruiser. Kagero's a Tier 9 cruiser, but still, destroyer. Kagero's a Tier 9 destroyer. But still, you had better be very careful before you decide to take on an Atlanta in any destroyer. Torps are out. Shot looks pretty good, but no, they ran out of steam. The Atlanta's picked him up. What prompted him to use the radar consumable to search for the Kagero? I don't know. But Kitwar very prudently decides that running the hell away is the proper course of action. The 16 5-inch guns of an Atlanta are made for killing destroyers. slow it down, turn around, we've broken contact. Torps will back in just a few seconds. 3, 2, 1, torps are up. And take a launch. And what is that cruiser? I think that's a Pensacola. Get torps out. And we'll see what we do. He's been battered and bruised already. He's retiring from this portion of the fight, but we'll go ahead and send some torps out at him. And a little bit of playback hitch there and there. Take a look. He's maneuvered since we launched, but still got him. Take a look at the Atlanta. Ooh, somebody just put a world of hurt on that Atlanta. Yeah, no chance of a torpedo shot, but he's almost dead. Let's go ahead and finish him off. Ninja the kill. Boom. Japanese destroyers have fantastic torpedoes, great maneuverability, good speed, and terrible guns. Oh, we're detected by air, but you know what? Take a look. There's nobody in a position to shoot at us. And we're no longer detected. But if you actually have the guns laid on the target, you generally do pretty well with them. A decent muzzle velocity, decent trajectory, fairly easy to aim. It's just they don't have a lot of guns compared to other destroyers, and the rate of fire is terrible, and the turret traverse speed is awful. Obviously, better here at the higher tiers than at the lower tiers, but still, the Japanese destroyer captain is primarily interested in making a stealth attack with torpedoes. And Kit sees an opportunity here. He is going to head towards A, and he had taken a long, hard look at this Iowa earlier in the game, but couldn't get there. But you know what? He is going to make his approach using the island to screen to keep from being observed by the enemy. And he's able to spot the enemy because other ships on his team have a direct line of sight to the Iowa. And look at that, 4 kilometers. We're going to get closer and closer. He had to wait a little while to see which way the Iowa was going to go on this island. Wanted to let him close as much as possible. 2 kilometers. He's proximity detected, but it doesn't matter. At a range of what, 1.2 kilometers? 1 salvo, 2 salvo. That is the most beautiful ambush I've ever seen in a destroyer. And the enemy was quick. They actually got a salvo off on him. His teammates did get a salvo in at him, but he is no longer spotted because now he's spotted again. But when he killed the Iowa, he was no longer spotted. But he was spotted briefly, popped his smoke, dodged a little fire. He's going to take a few hits. I mean, it's pretty obvious within a general area where he is, and people will shoot into the smoke and get lucky hits on you. Smoke screen set. Now, if you take a look at the team scores up top, 595 to 183. In terms of ships, they're fairly evenly matched still. But because his team has B and C, and I had no idea what was going on over there in the fight for C, they're way up on points. In the meantime, very importantly, Kitwar has just captured the A point for his team. Torpedoes back up. We'll go ahead and launch. Yeah, pretty low percentage shot. But we see battleship coming around the other side of the island, and our other salvo torps are out, and we're going to scoot away. And that battleship is at very nearly full health for now. Oh, turns, misses one torpedo, but 1, 2, 3. 3 hits. Takes about roughly 2/3 of the battleship's health away. Engine boost activated. We're a whopping 11 minutes into the fight, and Kitwar has already scored 110,000 in damage and sunk 3. We're detected on the surface. What is going on here? Oh! He's not detected by the battleships. What could it be detecting him? Another salvo out. Oh, there we go. Enemy destroyer. And I do believe this is the Japanese Tier 8 Fubuki. Maybe the Tier 7, I'll have to double check. The guns on the Kagero, are not terrific, but they're not bad. Yeah, solid, scoring hits, turning away because we know the enemy's launched torpedoes, because that's what we destroyer captains do. Maneuver, try and make sure that the enemy battleships don't get a free shot at us. Importantly, we've, oh, here come the torpedoes. We visually spotted the enemy destroyer, and this is an easy dodge, no trouble at all dodging these torpedoes. So not only are we able to shoot at the enemy destroyer, our friendly supporting forces are too, and they actually get the kill. Unfortunately, because the enemy destroyer was spotting us, we took some major damage. We're down to about, what, a quarter of our health? Time to step back a little bit, assess the situation, let the torpedo tubes reload, and begin the stalk again. And that's how you fight these things. You go in, you stalk an enemy, you want to make the most stealthy approach you can. Dang it, quit spotting me by air. You want to make the most stealthy approach you can, launch, retire, reload the torpedoes, and launch later. And because he's detected by air, he's getting shot at. You can't take a lot of hits in a Japanese destroyer. What you can do is maneuver like hell to avoid getting hit. It takes a long time. Now the Iowa was shooting at him. Torpedoes went out at him. He would have dodged the torpedoes, but he ran aground. That's 4. Alright. Tubes are reloaded. We're critical health. So we're going to go ahead and launch. Oh, it's not only detected by air, but the enemy put a dive bomber on top of us. Dive bombers out of range, no longer detected. Have a pair of enemy ships in a tight echelon left. They've been launched on. And that was actually a pretty good shot. And what you're going to see here is very interesting. Gets one into the first one. Waiting for the tubes to reload. once again, the enemy is in a very tight echelon on the left. In profile view, they almost overlap. A little bit of maneuvering by the enemy, reacting to the dive bombers. And so, the lead cruiser only gets one torpedo, but that also means the trailing cruiser gets one as well. Dive bombers finished off him, and so, end of the game, victory, 363,249 credits, 3,066 XP, 154 free XP, devastating strike, high caliber, Confederate, 194,000 damage, 12 gun hits, top of the team, well over 2,000 base experience, 4 sinkings, 76,000 damage to the first Iowa that he ambushed, 60,000 to the other one, bad damage to the Baltimore, the Atlanta, just a spectacular run by Kitwar. And that is it for this episode, and we will